I'm Mike. I'd like to welcome you to the BakeMark Ed Center in Los Angeles. Today I'm going to show you a real easy way to take your regular cream cake mix. In this case we're going to use our ultra-rich cream cake mix and convert that to a healthier muffin style. We're going to make a low-fat muffin using a regular cream cake mix. What we're going to do today is, instead of using whole eggs, we're going to add egg whites in place of the whole eggs at the same amount you would use whole eggs. We'll add the cream cake to the bowl. And we're ready to start. We're going to take this over to the mixer now and get this started in the first stage. One thing I want to tell you that's different about this cream cake mixing process and a regular cream cake mixing process, we want to do all of our mixing times in low speed. You don't want to toughen up this muffin by over mixing it. So we don't want to mix in medium speeds. Let's use low speeds on this today. Our next step after we've done the first stage mixing is to add non-fat yogurt. That's replacing the salad oil in the recipe. The same amount of salad oil that you would normally use, you would replace with non-fat yogurt. You can use a flavored yogurt if you like. Let that mix in slightly. Here again, it's very important not to overmix this or you'll make a tough muffin. I'm adding the water. Same thing, a direct replacement on the recipe batch size for water. So everything's the same except you're replacing the non-fat yogurt. We're replacing the oil with non-fat yogurt and the whole eggs with egg whites. Let that mix, give it a scrape, let it mix another 2 minutes in low, and we're done. We've deposited our muffins in the muffin tins, and I've made a crumb cake here with our low-fat batter. Now I'd like to show you a way you can finish these. I'm going to make a low-fat streusel. So what I'd like to do is take the cream cake mix that we used, and I'm going to use a 5-to-1 ratio of cream cake to non-fat yogurt again. I added a couple drops of color to give me a little bit of a yellow streusel. So I'm going to add that to this streusel mix. You can mix this by hand. If you're making a big batch, you can certainly put it on a machine, but be very careful not to overmix. So for this small batch, I'm just going to use this whisk real quickly to make the streusel. So we want to stir this till small pills form. You don't want to overmix it. You can turn it back into kind of a cookie dough, but that's about what I'm looking for, just real small pills forming. I like to do different streusels out of this basic streusel mix. Here again, it's a 5-to-1 ratio, 5 parts ultra-rich cream cake mix, 1 part yogurt. I'm going to start off by putting a base coat of streusel on these muffins. And then I'm going to take this basic streusel and divide it. And I'm going to make a cobbler style streusel. So you take your basic streusel, add a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of oat, add a little bit of cinnamon. Taste is pretty much whatever you like. I tend to like a lot of cinnamon, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. So I've taken my basic streusel, now turned it into a kind of a cobbler top, which I could use by myself, but what I like to do is kind of create a textured look by adding that on top of my base coat of streusel. There's lots of different flavors we can make with our streusel once we have our basic streusel mixed. Today I'm going to add a little bit of cherry Fruito, just enough to give it a little bit of color and flavor. Mix that lightly. And now you have a cherry streusel. Be careful again not to overmix. I'm going to add a little bit to this blueberry. Blueberries are great, but they don't have a lot of flavor, so I like to add a little bit of extra eye appeal and flavor by adding a flavored streusel on top. You can do this flavor with any type of Fruito. They work real well for flavored streusels. You can also add a little bit of crystal sugar if you're looking for a more, I guess, a more traditional sugared top. So sky's the limit on this, and that's the way you can make a low-fat muffin. Gives you a healthy option, and it uses a product you probably already have in your bakery. I prefer the ultra-rich cream cake mix because it has a high volume. That's what I prefer for muffins, but you can do it with any of our cream cake mixes. For more information on products and recipes, visit us at yourbakemark.com.